Hello everyone and welcome to Azam Sharp Weekly. In this video I'm going to talk about what books I am planning to read during the Christmas vacation, and I have some time off in January. Usually during this time I go with my family to different places, but unfortunately we won't be able to do that. So I thought about, okay, how can I use my time in a more productive manner? And I came up, hey, you know what? I can just read some books. Now, this is a plan to read these books. This is no way like a guarantee that I'm going to go through all the books. I usually am a slow reader, so I'm going to see how many books I can read with consuming all the information. The first book is from Michael Hyatt. It's called Your Best Year Ever. It's a self-improvement book, and it talks about, how you can time things, how you can focus, how you can basically set up your goals for the year. And I think it's an important book, and I have read Michael Hyatt other books also which are really good. So I plan to read that, and hopefully I will be able to achieve most of the goals that I set at the start of the year. Second book is called Stories That Stick. Now, I have not read this book at all, and it is about basically telling stories. And as an instructor who give lectures every single day, I think it is very, very important that we know how to tell stories, because stories is a thing that sell, right? Stories makes everything interesting. So even if you're teaching programming, you should have some stories that, hey, I was there late night and I was working on a bug and this is how I solved it. So it always has to start with some sort of a story. Story really make things interesting. So I do definitely plan to read this book, and hopefully I can use the skills that I learned from Stories That Stick book in my class. Next book is Building Microservices by Sam Newman. This book is about building microservices. So basically using your monolith application and then checking that, okay, what boundaries we can set and how we can deploy it into basically different servers and talking each other with a microservice. I've read a bit of this book, a really good book. It's more of an architectural book, so it's not really going to use a programming language or anything like that, which is okay. You can use Node, you can use Vapor, you can use any language that you want to build microservices. Next book is Clean Code by Robert C. Martin, also known as Uncle Bob. Clean Code is a book that I am currently reading, and the reason that I'm reading is that I'm using it as a reference to create my new course, which is writing clean code, and we're going to use the Swift language for iOS to basically show you how you can write clean code. This book is language independent, so it doesn't really matter if the book is written in Java, but you can use Kotlin, you can use Dart, you can use C#, you can use C, C++, JavaScript, any language that you want. It's the concepts that are basically explained in this book, which includes a single responsibility principle. Functions should be small, classes should be small, comments where necessary or maybe even not, naming convention, all of those different things. So it's a pretty good book, which is going to go a long way for you to write clean code. And the last book that I'm reading, I plan to read, is Practical Core Data by Donnie Walls. Now, Donnie Walls has written another book which is called The Practical Combine, and it is really a very, very good book for learning Combine framework for iOS. And this book, Practical Core Data, is going to talk about obviously core data, and it will show you how to integrate it with UIKit application, and I believe also Swift UI application. I haven't really read this book yet. I didn't really have the time, but I do plan to read this book. And Donnie Walls has been working in the iOS industry for a long time. He has written really good articles. You should definitely check out his blog and follow him on Twitter. So that's pretty much it. At least that's the plan, to go through these books, and when I'm finished with these books I can go ahead and jump on to some other books, because I think people don't read books these days. We're just looking for that the shorter version, too long to read version kind of thing. And books can teach you a lot of stuff. All of these books contain a lot of knowledge, and you can see that most of my books, I try my best to get these books as a hard copy or a physical, on a physical product rather than ebook, because for me at least it's much easier to read these. But Definitely share what is on your list. What books are you reading? What books do you recommend? And I would love to talk about that books that I'm reading. I can definitely talk about it in the future lectures, that what things that I've learned. So go ahead in the comments, share your book list. What books do you think are important as a developer or even as self-improvement books? So that's pretty much it. That is actually the plan, and hopefully I will be able to accomplish it. Thank you so much, and hope you have a safe holidays.